We're back at Lowe's Motor Speedway. We're under the red flag, but under the special rules for this special event. Work is permitted on damaged cars under a red flag, and that's a good thing because there are 9 of them. Carl Edwards, Terry Labonte, Kevin Harvick, Tony Stewart, Michael Waltrip, Casey Kane, Dale Earnhardt Jr. you see here, along with Martin Truex and Joe Nemechek. And back in the garage area, Joe Nemechek has had a look at the replay, and he and Kevin Harvick continue to discuss it.
He doesn't have any reason to be mad at Kevin. Joe doesn't, because Joe Kevin got turned into Joe.
The initial contact was between Tony Stewart and Joe Nemechek. Harvick was the car that happened to be on the inside when that happened.
And Mike, of those 12 cars that pitted back 3 laps ago, the only 2 cars that made it through that were on pit road earlier was Rusty Wallace in the 2 car, Dale Jarrett in the 88 car. Of those 10 cars that stayed out, the only car that was involved was Kevin Harvick, the 29.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned Jeff Gordon's name. It was actually Terry Labonte's car I was looking at at that time. So he got through clean.
Rusty Wallace in the 2 right behind Jeff Gordon just barely made it by. And I think Dale Jarrett in the 88 car, he just basically stopped back there. He saw what was about to happen.
Yeah, he and Matt Kenseth just about stopped on the racetrack and then picked their way through.
And I thought it was being pretty optimistic that we may invert 12 cars.
You mean that we may have 12 cars
that
to
we
invert?
wouldn't have 12 to invert.
Let's ride with Dale Jarrett and the UPS onboard camera. Now there's Michael Waltrip just in front. He gets wrecked.
Obviously, everybody's in front of Dale Jarrett. I mean, he's going right down through.
Here, back down. Stay low, back down. Stay low. Come on down, come on down, come on down. That's a good job.
That's as close to stopping as you can come without stopping.
Nice job, Dale.
All right, we've heard from Kevin Harvick and Tony Stewart. Here is Joe Nemechek with Steve Burns.
Thanks, Mike. He's talking with crew chief Ryan Pemberton. And Joe, you've had a chance to look at the replay, and you were hot when you came out of the care center. Your thoughts?
Oh, I'm still hot. You know, Kevin Harvick thinks he owns the world, and he ain't squat, you know. That wasn't my fault out there. Somebody tried making it 3 wide coming off the corner. Here we just restarted the race with 6 laps or 5 laps to go. And,
there's the replay.
I guess it's Tony Stewart in there, but you know, everybody's racing hard. You know, you want to get up there in the transfer spot. We all pitted and had good tires, and you know, just something happens there. I don't exactly know why that happened that quick, but I got on the outside of guys. I'm trying to be careful on new tires, and I had a great car. I'm sorry for all the U.S. Army folks, my team. They work hard building these cars, and we came here to win. You know, the first 40 laps, you sort your car out and then you go on, but looks like some people got impatient. As far as Kevin Harvick, he can do what he wants to do. You know, he thinks he owns his racetrack, but he ain't squat.
Joe, what did he say to you over there?
Oh, he's just being an idiot, just being Kevin.
A rough night for Joe Nemechek, Kevin Harvick, Tony Stewart, and the other drivers like Dale Jr. getting caught up in that wreck.
Got hard in the back of Carl Edwards in the 99. You can see how hard it hit Carl. It jacked his car up.
Okay. I can see him. I can see him. We just got a little right front, guys. Get your stuff ready.
That's very optimistic.
Might want to review that.
Now remember, we're still under red flag, and we have 5 cars on pit road that are still making repairs. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car, Matt Kenseth in the 17, his teammate Carl Edwards in the 99, Jeremy Mayfield in the 19, and Bobby Labonte in the 18.
Maybe we ought to get Jeff Hammond a Ford Crashaway car. What do you think?
Mike, I don't know about the Crashaway car, but believe it or not, a lot of guys are trying to run over, especially the Ford teams, and they're trying to steal my front fender away because they said, hey, we could use this on the front of our car, like the 99 car of Carl Edwards, because, like we've been talking about, different rules during this red flag. All these teams have been able to go over, get extra pieces if they want to, and literally put their car back together. You take a look at the 99 car, they've got the right front fender shaped around. It should be pretty good aerodynamically. He got hit pretty hard in the back end, but the team has done a really good job as far as repairing the front of the car, checking the toe in to make sure the front wheels are tracking like they need to, and making other little minor adjustments for that 99 car to return to the fray.
And Jeff, all these cars still should be on the lead lap when they pull the red flag in.
Well, Steve Burns is with a rookie in the All-Star race who has a short night, perhaps. Steve?
Yeah, let's find out, Mike. Casey Kane coming off a win at Richmond, and we'll give you an opportunity to see the replay.
All right, sounds good. I haven't seen it. We had a pretty good run going at our Dodge Steelers. We were working on it. We definitely weren't as good as we wanted to be, but it looks like everybody's just kind of going for it. I tried to shoot for the grass and missed the cars coming back to the left and wasn't able to do it. But it's the All-Star race. Everybody's going for it, trying to get up front, trying to put on a good show for the fans, and just had a little wreck there.
We're on board with you on another angle. Let's watch, Casey.
All right. Here's I saw the 20 coming and turned left, but it was too late. Looks like about 3 cars got together there, and we were right in the middle of it. It's too bad for our Dodge Steelers car. Thanks Stanley and everybody else. I mean, it was just a tough night.
Casey, how bad is the damage? Can you get back out there?
No, we can. Our steering's broke, brakes are broke, wheels are broke, axles broke. Everything's kind of shifted over. It hit the wall a little bit. Not too hard, but it hit it hard enough to break everything.
We'll see you next weekend.
All right.
This actually, as Larry reminded me, it's Casey's second start in the All-Star race. The number 9 car had an entry into the race last year, and Casey drove it. So it's his second start. It's the first time he personally has earned his way into the All-Star night.
And the red flag is still out. Before those 5 cars that I just talked about, they have rejoined the field over there. They're trying to rejoin the field. Matt Kenseth in the 17, Carl Edwards in the 99, Jeremy Mayfield in the 19, Bobby Labonte in the 18, and there's the 5th one, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8.
Remember the night that we started the All-Star race, and coming into turn number 1, it started raining at that end of the track. Michael Waltrip, Jeff Gordon, and others crashed. They went back and got new cars.
Exactly.
Gordon came back and won it. They have restarted the cars. The red flag period is over. We'll get set to go back to racing in the NEXTEL All-Star Challenge. Welcome back to the NEXTEL All-Star Challenge. We're getting set to restart. 3 laps to the end of segment 1. Let's go down to America's favorite game show host, the host of Let's Make a Wheel, Chris Myers.
Let's grab a ping pong ball and find out and play the inversion game. You guys have talked about it. That's what we will be doing shortly once they complete the first segment. We have in here 24 ping pong balls. They have a name on. Of course, these are your fine announcers on Fox at FX across the board. And when we pull the ball out randomly, we will match the ball with the name. Flip this up. We haven't seen these yet, and this will hold, this NEXTEL phone will hold the number, whether it's 6 through 12, and that's how the field will be inverted. That's coming up. We asked Pamela Anderson to help with this, but she's too into the race and all the action and watching the guys go at each other. Mike?
Chris, those aren't our cell phone numbers you get when you flip that up, I hope.
I haven't seen those yet.
Okay.
But Dick Bergman's is in hieroglyphics, by the way. I noticed that. I care. You know that.
Fortunately, we're getting ready to go back to green. In one more lap, it's going to be Mark Martin, Elliott Sadler, 2x2. Greg Biffle, Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, Brian Vickers, Ryan Newman, Jeff Gordon will start 8. Here's what he had to say.
What's that all about?
Where do you think you'd like to be here, bud?
What do you mean?
Into this will probably be about 3 laps of green when they go back.
In position-wise?
Would you rather be, somewhere 5th through 8th, or would you rather be 12th?
I want to be 5th. I don't want to be 13th. I think anywhere in between there is fine by me.
Temple.
That's being pretty confident, The crew is thinking, they're going to invert 12. Jeff's thinking, I don't really care.
Well, if you do the math, probability 5 and 6 are the numbers that would do you the least amount of harm based on all the different possibilities. I don't know, you start with an ace-king, there's a lot of possibilities for a winning hand, so I think that's the number.
If it were me, whatever it is, I'd want to be on the outside on the restart.
If I can't get the $75,000, I would want to restart somewhere in that outside lane. Absolutely.
You got there.
I don't know that anyone wanted to see that caution, but I know the car that did not want to see it, Mark Martin, the 6 car, because remember on restarts, that outside line has been the preferred line. Elliott Sadler probably said, you know what, good deal. I'll take this outside line.
Yeah, suddenly he's glad Mark took the lead from just before the caution came out.
Got a feeling old Marky, he's already leaning on him coming down here, and he's probably going to try to run him up the hill if he can. Look at that, banging into him already. I think if Elliott's trying to pin Mark down, Mark won't have anything to do with it.
Jimmy Johnson in the 48 tires looked like he spun the tires just for a second. Did not get a good restart.
Here they go off into turn one. Mark's going to try to do exactly what I said. He pushed him up the hill. Gets that run.
Look at his teammate, Greg Biffle, on the bottom. But I just don't know that he can get the good run off two on the bottom.
Well, if he can hold his own down the back, he's got the better line now going into turn three because he can drive it in hard, slide up a little bit.
Ooh, was that contact?
Maybe. Not anything like we saw earlier, though. That 38 car's he's got some ponies on the hood.
But here comes Kurt Busch in that 97 car. He's moving into the equation with these guys. Meanwhile, his teammate, Mark Martin's driving off in the sunlight. That's the caution ending segment 1, lap 40.
And Jimmy Johnson was backing up. He backed up. He and Jeff Gordon came across the line, 7th and 8th.
Wonder why.
That might not be a bad number. But now, in past years, the fans have voted for the invert, and they always vote the highest number. So now we go to this random draw, and our random announcer, Chris Myers, will be on hand to conduct it. And the man who is in the money spot right now, which we think is 6, is Brian Vickers.
Well, this really is like playing The Price is Right, you know. Got to figure out what ball you're going to play, what position you want to be in.
Well, so far, the right price is $75,000, and that's what Mark Martin will bank as the leader at the end of the first segment.
That's a pretty good run for Brian Vickers. Remember, he started back on the last row after winning the Open and transferring. The biggest thing is he dodged that big one.
Mark Martin, the leader, Elliott Sadler, Greg Biffle, Kurt Busch, but this lineup will get turned pretty much upside down in just a bit.